Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I just saw my therapist earlier. He usually comes once a week. I think that he got it, but he doesn't get it. But it's pretty awful. It's a pretty awful condition to exist within. Not because I'm schizophrenic, not because I'm mentally ill. I don't entertain those ideas anymore. I can't. I tried Western medicine a number of times. It's only logical. It's not, right? It's a psychic, right, spiritual thing, which I always knew. But I don't know, I don't know what that industry thinks. I don't know. Right? Well, we're always together. We're bound together forever. Quentin and myself, how involved these women are with all of it. Right? It's becoming increasingly clear that he lost his mind legitimately when I refused to submit my mind to him at Tribeca, and then the girls in the studio both told him to forgive me. He's been existing in the way that he has for so long that it fractured something fundamental within his psyche. And it's the only motive that makes sense as far as the women. There's literally either way, the only answer is being institutionalized in some way at this point. He's not safe in the world. His kids aren't safe in that house. His wife and all his other women definitely not safe in that house. Right? That if it didn't involve the women, and let's just kind of deconstruct it this way. If it had nothing to do with the women, do you think that Quentin, right, would go to such extremely sadistic, evil measures to see me suffer and die, all because he can't control my mind? That needs to be addressed, right? In a hospital, 100%. If he's just like a slobbering lunatic with a sadistic black magic shrine to see me destroyed, pardon me. But if we say, the women, this is about, if we say, I always saw the movie critic for what it was supposed to be, which is, a subtle statement about sexual identity and the human condition. That in fact, that script is nothing but a monument to his sadistic control of these women. That if, in that scenario, it was the girls who always were adamant about me playing the role, then that in fact does explain everything, doesn't it? As far as having a palpable motive, having a true, right, kind of logical, right, if flawed, logical reason for why he had to behave the way that he did. If we say that, right, that Sophia in the novel, I don't know her name, she was outside of the theater. If we say that she works at the Los Feliz 3, and she read my letters, 1822 North Vermont Avenue, and she showed Sydney and Mikey. I said, "What do you think about this guy?" And they all immediately said, "Yes, that's the one." Right? Then it makes sense why he would remote view me for 8 weeks and then say nothing. Right? And then it also reveals why he would cancel the film, because the girls were like, "No, this is a sign." Right? Why he would remote view me for 2 months, why he would set up $1 million screening of Jackie Brown as an initiation to control my mind, and if, in this hypothetical, that my not giving him control actually excited them in a real way, in like an actual palpable way, it also explains why he has exerted such a hideous, disgusting, sadistic, evil control over me, right? Because it's in relation to those women. Because now it's becoming increasingly obvious that Sydney and Mikey both were like, nah, we're good. No Brian, no movie. Right? He's an angel of God. He's great. Right? Nothing else makes sense as far as why it's gone on this long. Why he has been so... Why he's been this way for so long. Won't pay me for my scene, won't tell me that he's not using the scene. He's using the scene. Right? But if those women said, no, we want to leave, we don't like, right? He's like, we want to see him. We always wanted to meet him. We always wanted to look him in the eye. Right? If he's always recognized, right, that I'm a spiritual master, and if that, right, if he can't exist without controlling everything in his life, then that makes sense, doesn't it? And it's really sad to consider like how awful that is, how long they've perhaps been under this condition, right? Since June of 2024, almost 2 years. And so it's taken me until now to realize, like, oh, that does make sense, actually. That's the only fucking answer that makes any sense, actually. But why it's gone on this long, why he's refused to talk to me, right? And now that I'm trying to talk to the girls, no one's given me any access, right? Just FaceTime. I want to see them in person. I want to, like, know Quentin, know anyone around, right? So what do you have to say about it? What is occurring between me and Quentin Tarantino? Right? And so, if the answer is that we're all in love with you and we want to be with you, it behooves him to continue down this path. Right? And so, yes, I'm saying that he is that deranged, that mentally ill. Right? There's nothing good there. He's gone. He's gone psychologically. Right? And so, right, the fear is that they'll kill me at any moment. He'll keep doing his sadistic black magic spells. But I can't stop. I can't live this way anymore. Right? Now when I think about those girls being just terrorized all this time, what does the industry have to say about it? Right? Tired. We're all tired. So much humiliation, so much... I don't know. I want to say something. So much of something. Yearning. When I think about it, I think, oh, I should have done it. I should have just done it. I should have seen. But I know they love that I didn't. Because, right? These games are bullshit. Right? Am I saying that Quentin has an unhealthy, sadistic relationship with all those women? What I'm saying is that nothing else makes sense. That if it's not them and it's just him being insane, then he needs to go to the hospital, right? If it's just me, right? But if it is them, then that justifies me on a perverse level, right? And so he just plagues me constantly with such hideous evil, right? So it is my contention that as a result of our psychiatric case study, that if he is unwilling to reconcile with me, he is unfit to be in society. I stand by that. I don't think anyone would argue with me. What do they have to say about my allegations? You know, like what is like so we just let people commit felonies? Is that right? Pretty sure that's fucked up. That you go to prison if you do one felony. I have to stay on this. I have to stay on this. You know, my therapist, I could tell he was trying. He's a nice guy, but I'm not interested in discussing notions of mental illness anymore. I'm not interested. It doesn't interest me. I know what time it is. I always have. Now, Quentin can use Western medicine, medication, therapy, all these things, right? That's where he's at for sure. I've done that a bunch of times, and he was awful the whole time. So, what's the answer? You know? I'm not saying I deserve those women. That's not what I'm saying, but I guess that is what I'm saying. Not because I wanted them, but because we need each other. There has to be a way out from his sadism. There has to be a way for us to pick up the pieces, you know, together. Right? There's no way Hollywood excites any of them anymore. There's no way. There's no fucking way. Right? And I know that me making jokes about fucking his wife while he's watching probably didn't help. Right? But let's not forget. Right? He fucking railroaded me, hard body, all because he couldn't control my mind. I didn't say I see something in you as a man. Did I see something in your movie? Oh, you have this movie about this guy. I think I am that guy. So, again, the whole movie, it's just a bunch of fucking rape scenes. That's all it is. It's 500 pages. He ties her up. Right? Jack Nicholson in The Shining. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. Right? So, you know, I don't like being a pompous ass, despite being arrogant and saying, yeah, I'll fuck Sydney Sweeney and I'll take her forever. Mikey Madison, Daniela Pick, all of them. They're mine. Right? But that's not because they're fine, though they are. That's because they've been led astray. Right? But it's becoming increasingly clear that Quentin has always been kind of scorched by my purity, by my divinity. Right? He saw that Hamlet, 7 minutes, and it was long. It was really long. He said, God damn it, I can't really deny. He's a fucking badass actor. It wasn't too much to ask, and as far as like his movie is concerned. But like, is it too much to ask as far as my soul is concerned? That's the question. Whether 'tis noble in the mind. Which again, I saw it as money. Like, oh, I submit my mind for money, which I wasn't comfortable with. Probably would have submitted my mind for pussy. Tell you what. Anyway, just sent an email out. Stanford Law. Every law professor. Every intimacy coordinator. Pamela Anderson. I emailed Pamela Anderson because she was on a round table with Mikey Medicine. She was discussing intimacy coordinators, get it? It has to stop. It's just sick. It's just a sickness. He's never going to get any better. I included his agent, Mike Simpson. Right? He's lost. He's gone psychologically. Right? And when they saw my letters, those girls said, he's everything. He's a real master. That's not why I wrote. That's not why I wrote. But of course. No sadism. No black magic occultism. No. That's against the rules. Right? If it's like what I think it's like, and I'm sure that it is. Right? You could buy a sex worker, make her earn her money. I'd pay her extra. I'd wear a condom. I'd pay her even more and give her AIDS. Right? But there's no formula where we persist in this way. I can't. The thought of them being in that house all that time. Like, I don't know, when Sydney shot Euphoria. What was that, season 3? Right. It's my contention that they both signed on to do Mask of the Red Death, so that Quentin, because he can't keep them, like he's in a weird place, professionally, right, where he can't keep them in there, because then it's kidnapping. He's holding them hostage, so he has to let them out to work. And so I don't know if he's still going to do this. But I contend he was going to let them go to Budapest because they would be under close watch the entire time. All right? So I have no reason to assume that he doesn't want me to die. That he's not intent on murdering me at any minute, or those women, especially them. They're right in front of him. And so this is why we're talking about it. You can make your jokes about schizophrenia. Like, I get it. I don't not get it. But you're all wrong. And until someone can put those women in front of me without Quentin or anyone who represents them, right, I'll never believe otherwise. Right? I hope that everyone's doing well. I hope that everyone has a good week. I suppose I don't have anything else to say for now, but be good to each other. Don't be evil. Right? Prayer is the highest form of magic. Let me know what you think.